Ladies and gentlemen, most people waste 80% of their lives not because they're lazy, but because they don't know how to win their day. I know because I used to be one of them. I almost lost Tesla. I almost lost SpaceX because I thought working harder was the answer. It's not. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what actually matters. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how I changed everything. How I went from almost losing everything to running 6 companies and still having time to see my kids. You're going to learn the real reason you're tired all the time, why you feel busy but stuck, and how to break it. Here's something I learned the hard way. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Most people, maybe even you right now, are stuck in what I call fake productivity. You check emails, you reply to messages, you sit through meetings, you run errands, and by the end of the day, you're exhausted. But if you really look at it, nothing important moved forward. And the scary thing is, you don't even notice it happening. Because busyness feels like progress. It tricks your brain. You get a little dopamine hit every time you cross something off a list. But you're not actually building anything real. That's what almost killed Tesla in the early days. I was responding to every single thing instead of building the future, until one night I was sitting alone at the Fremont factory. I looked up at the production line, dead, silent, empty, and I realized I spent the entire week in meetings about meetings, and we didn't produce a single car. That was a brutal wake-up call. If you want to be productive, actually productive, you have to break free from fake work. You have to stop feeling good about doing meaningless tasks. Productivity is measured by what you create, what you move forward, what you build, and the only person who can change that is you. Let me ask you something. When you look back at today, did you build something real, something you'll be proud of 6 months from now? If not, that's not because you're lazy. It's because no one ever taught you how to run your day like it matters. And that's what I'm going to show you next. I'll break down exactly how I rebuilt my days, how I cut through fake work, and how you can too. Starting with the one question I ask myself every single morning. That makes all the difference. So here's the question that changed everything for me. Every morning, before I open my phone, before I check any emails, I ask myself, if today were the only day I had, what is the one thing I must accomplish? That's it. Not 100 tasks, not a checklist, not meetings. Just one thing. And it has to be something that actually moves my mission forward. I learned this from almost losing SpaceX back in 2008. We were about to go bankrupt. Third, rocket failure. The media was calling us a joke. I was broke. Personally broke. Tesla was almost bankrupt too. I had 2 choices. Panic and waste my time running around trying to fix everything, or ask one brutal question. What is the single most important thing I can do right now to survive? And the answer was clear. Get Falcon 1 into orbit. Nothing else mattered. Not interviews. Not side projects. Not arguing with critics. One thing. Launch the rocket. That's it. And because we focused everything on that, we succeeded on flight number 4. SpaceX lived. And so did Tesla. That one success changed the course of my entire life. And I want you to really hear this. Your future will not be shaped by doing more. Your future will be shaped by doing the right thing, even if it's just one thing every single day. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a machine, but you do have to be intentional. Because if you don't choose your mission for the day, someone else will. Your boss, the news, notifications, other people's emergencies. Productivity is not about discipline, it's about clarity. And it starts every morning, before the world grabs you by asking, if today were my only day, what matters most? Simple, brutal, transform. In a second, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to design your mornings for success, not by adding more to your plate, but by cutting 90% of the noise out of your life, so you can finally win your day and start winning your life. Stay with me. This is about to get real. Alright, let's talk about mornings. First of all, I don't wake up at 4 a.m. I know that's trendy on social media. But if you're waking up at 4 a.m. just to feel productive, you're probably destroying your health. I wake up around 7 or 7:30, and I have a very simple rule. Win the first hour. Win the day. If you let the world into your head before you control it, you lose. I used to grab my phone first thing in the morning, scroll emails, check news, answer texts. Within 15 minutes, I was already behind, already anxious, already reactive. It was like letting 10,000 people into my brain before I even got out of bed. You can't build rockets like that. You can't build anything meaningful like that. So I made one shift. I banned the phone for the first 60 minutes of my day. No screen, no news, no chaos. Instead, the first thing I do is think. I grab a notepad, I sit with coffee, and I write down two things. 1. What's the single biggest priority today? 2. What's the single biggest threat to that priority? That's it. No 10-point miracle morning. No biohacking routine that takes 3 hours. Just brutal clarity. One mission, one threat. Because life isn't about doing a million things. It's about doing the right thing while avoiding the landmines. If you win the first hour with total clarity, the rest of the day becomes about execution, not reaction. So here's your first challenge. Tomorrow morning, no phone for 60 minutes. I know it's hard. Your brain will crave the dopamine hit. Your fingers will itch to check. But if you can fight through that, you'll feel something amazing. Space, mental space, creative energy, actual power over your day. It's like the difference between starting a race sprinting versus starting with chains around your ankles. Most people live their whole lives chained up, and they don't even know it. You can be different. Start with one win tomorrow morning. Once you feel what it's like to own your mornings, you'll never want to go back. It changes everything. I'm going to show you the two lists technique I stole from myself at Tesla. A system so simple but so powerful that it helped me manage 6 companies without losing my mind. If you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, you'll want to hear this. I call it the two lists. I didn't invent it for fun. I invented it because, no joke, Tesla was 30 days away from bankruptcy. It was 2008. Worst financial crisis in a generation. We were bleeding money. I had to make every single hour count, or we were finished. So I made 2 lists every single morning. And this system still saves me today. Across Tesla, SpaceX, X, Neuralink, all of it. List 1. Mission critical. These are the tasks that, if not done today, the company moves closer to death. Not important things. Not urgent things. Mission critical things. Life or death tasks. List 2. Distractions. These are the tasks that feel urgent, look shiny, but if you do them today, nothing really changes. They're noise. They waste energy, steal time, and confuse priorities. Every morning, I would sit down, brutally honest, and separate everything into one of those 2 lists. Only the first list mattered. That's how we survived. That's how we launched the Roadster. That's how we lived to fight another day. Without that system, there would be no Tesla, and probably no SpaceX either. Everything you see now, it all came from protecting mission-critical energy every single day. Quick question for you. If you made 2 lists right now, what's on your mission-critical list? And what's stealing your energy without you even realizing it? Be honest. No one else can do this for you. Because here's the truth. You don't get burned out by working hard. You get burned out by working hard on the wrong things. That's the killer. Quick reminder. If you're still with me, you're already doing more for your future than 99% of people today. Seriously. Most people won't even listen this long. They scroll away, get distracted, go back to doom scrolling. But you're here. You're building something. Keep going. The best part is still coming. I promise you that. I'm gonna walk you through a simple method I still use today, called time boxing. It's a technique that helped me manage 5 companies without working. You'll see exactly how you can use it, starting tomorrow, even if you're managing work, family, kids, retirement, whatever. This is where productivity becomes real, not theory. Stay with me. You'll love it. Let's get tactical now. I want to show you something that changed my life and made running Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink X at the same time actually possible. It's called time boxing. And no, it's not some Silicon Valley buzzword. I literally live by it. If you don't time box, you become a slave to other people's priorities, not your own. And your day disappears before you even notice. What is time boxing? It's super simple. You schedule every hour of your day before the day even starts. Not just meetings, not just work. Everything. Reading, eating, thinking, emails, family time, even do nothing time gets a bucks. Every minute has a plan. Otherwise, you're just reacting to chaos all day. And reacting isn't living, it's surviving. And when I first started doing this, I realized I was losing 4 to 6 hours a day to random distractions, calls, emails, quick chats, all these little interruptions. And they don't seem like much, but they were murdering my productivity, slowly, quietly. Death by 1,000 cuts. Time boxing forced me to wake up. Suddenly I could see where my energy was bleeding out, and more importantly I could fix it. Here's how you can start. Genuine 3-step method. Step 1. Plan tomorrow. Before you sleep tonight, before your head hits the pillow, write down exactly what tomorrow will look like. 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Wake up and reflect. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. A breakfast. Exercise. 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Deep work. No phone. No distractions. And so on. Literally hour by hour. I even put break time on my calendar. Step 2. Protect the first 3 hours. Your brain is freshest early. That's when the best ideas happen. No meetings. No emails. No social media. Just pure work on your mission-critical list. Remember the 2 lists we talked about earlier? This is when you attack it. Step 3. Accept imperfection and adapt. Your day won't go 100% as planned. Life happens, but even 70% execution beats 0% every time. Adjust your boxes on the fly, but never stop boxing. The process matters more than the perfect outcome. And look, I get it. Some of you listening right now, you're not running a tech company. You're raising kids. You're working 2 jobs. You're recovering from health issues. Your life is messy. That's okay. That's reality. Time boxing doesn't make you a robot. It makes you in control even when chaos tries to break in. 1 hour a day of protected, focused energy can change your entire future. Seriously. If you're still with me right now, you are not just watching a video. You're literally reprogramming your mind. Right now, you're building systems that billionaires, astronauts, innovators use daily. Stay awake. Stay engaged. Most people won't. Most people will hit snooze on their own dreams. Not you. You're here because you know deep down that you were meant for more, and you refuse to waste this life. I see it. I feel it. Keep going. I'm gonna share something even more powerful. How you can literally design your environment to force yourself to be productive, even on your worst days. I'm serious. This trick alone could double your output without even trying harder. Don't miss this. It's one of my favorite hacks ever. Here's something that people massively underestimate. Your environment is programming you every second you're awake, whether you realize it or not. And if you don't design your environment intentionally, it will design you by accident, and usually not for the better. This is one of the biggest productivity hacks nobody talks about, because it's invisible, but it's everything. The invisible war for your attention. Every ding, every notification, every open browser tab, that's stealing mental bandwidth. Every cluttered desk, every random object in your eye line. It's draining you. It's telling your brain, we're scattered, we're chaotic, we're overwhelmed. You can't focus when your environment is screaming at you. It's like trying to meditate inside a tornado. Not gonna happen. At Tesla and SpaceX, I didn't just throw people into open offices and hope for the best. We engineered spaces for outcome. Engineers needed ultra-quiet zones for deep thinking. Managers needed fast collaboration spaces. Designers needed creative stimulation, clean walls, minimal noise, no distractions. Even my own desk, I kept it ridiculously simple. Laptop, notebook, water. That's it. No clutter, no endless sticky notes. Every object you allow around you is either energizing you or exhausting you. Be ruthless about this. You don't need $1 billion HQ. You can start with your bedroom, your kitchen table. Here's how. 1 purpose per space. If it's your thinking space, don't eat there. If it's your resting space, don't work there. Train your brain to associate physical spaces with mental states. Visual simplicity. Clear everything you don't need. Hide the clutter. 1 laptop, 1 notebook, 1 water bottle. That's it. Sensory control. Light matters. Sound matters. Smell even matters. Bright natural light boosts dopamine and motivation. Calm ambient sound keeps the brain in flow. Stayed longer.
fresh air, clean scents, lower stress hormones, friction-free start. Whatever tool you need to start work, have it ready. If you have to hunt for a charger, a pen, a cable, your brain gets lazy and delays action. Remove all excuses to begin. You know, there are days I wake up exhausted. I'm doubting everything. I'm human too. But when I sit at my work table and everything is ready, clean, silent, clear, something powerful happens. Momentum carries me. I don't need to feel motivated. My environment pulls me forward automatically. That's the real secret. You don't have to fight yourself every morning. You just have to set up the world around you so that winning becomes the path of least resistance. Make doing the right thing easier than doing the wrong thing. That's how you win. Even when you're tired, stressed, doubting. Look around your current environment right now. What's one thing you could remove to make it easier for your future self to succeed? Could be your phone lying on the desk. Could be clutter. Could be noisy apps running in the background. Seriously. Look around. Pick one thing. Decide to remove it after this video. Start designing your world before the world designs you. It matters more than you think. Alright, we've talked about how to win the day before it even starts. We've talked about designing your environment to win almost automatically. But now we're about to hit something even bigger. The number one productivity killer that no one realizes is ruining their energy every day. And it's not what you think. It's silent. It's sneaky. It's destroying millions of dreams quietly. And I'll show you exactly how to beat it in the next few minutes. There's something that's wrecking your productivity every single day. And you don't even realize it's happening. It's not laziness. It's not lack of motivation. It's something much sneakier. It's called context switching. Honestly, it's killing more dreams than fear ever could. What is context switching? Imagine you're working on something important, and suddenly your phone buzzes. You glance at it for just 3 seconds. A text. A notification. Then you go back to your work. No big deal, right? Wrong. Every time you switch contexts, even for a second, you lose about 23 minutes of focus recovery time. That's not just some random stat. Microsoft and Stanford both studied this. 23 minutes of mental reloading for every tiny switch. And the worst part, you don't feel it happening. It's invisible. It just erodes your day in tiny irreversible chunks. Out at Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink. I deal with massively complex problems. Rockets blowing up. Cars missing production deadlines. AI teams hitting walls. If I check emails or Slack every 5 minutes, I'd literally never get anything meaningful done. So, I batch communication into strict windows. I don't react to every ping. I set blocks of uninterrupted deep work. I protect my attention like it's my most valuable asset because it is. Your attention is the scarcest, most precious resource you have. If you want to reclaim your time in your life, you need systems, not willpower. Here's what I recommend. Time block ruthlessly. Assign blocks for focused work. No notifications. No checking anything. Even 90-minute blocks can transform your output. Notification slaughter. Turn off every notification that isn't critical. Your phone isn't your boss. Email windows. Set 1 to 2 specific times a day to check email or messages. And that's it. Not every 5 minutes. Mental reset rituals. If you have to switch tasks, have a ritual. Stand up, stretch, close the last task fully before opening the next one. It signals to your brain we're shifting. Intentionally. Not just reacting randomly. Most people, they don't know why they feel exhausted at the end of the day. They blame themselves. They think they're lazy. They think they're stupid. But it's not that. It's that their mind has been ripped apart by 1,000 tiny interruptions all day long. Death by 1,000 cuts. No human can thrive like that. Not you. Not me. And once you fix this, it's like waking up in a different body. Suddenly you have energy again. Suddenly you can think clearly again. Suddenly you start winning again. That's the transformation I want you to feel. You deserve to experience it right now. Think about today. How many times have you switched tasks? Checked your phone? Open another tab. Multiply that number by 23 minutes. That's how many hours you're silently losing. Imagine if you could take all that time and pour it into your dreams instead. That's what's possible. And it starts with one small decision today. Alright, now you're starting to see the hidden battles that decide your future. But there's something even deeper. Something inside you that either fuels you or chains you down. It's the single internal force that controls all your momentum, and once you master it, nothing can stop you. Let's go deeper, because everything we've talked about so far, it all depends on one invisible force, one thing you can't buy, one thing no one can hand you. It's called momentum. And listen carefully, because this right here is what separates people who live at 10% of their potential from those who actually build the future. Momentum is everything. Without it, you'll feel stuck, exhausted, and overwhelmed. Even when you're working hard. With it, you become almost unstoppable. And the crazy thing, momentum isn't something you have. It's something you create every single day. Why does momentum matter? Think about a rocket, and trust me, I know a thing or two about rockets. The hardest part isn't when it's halfway to orbit, it's the first 60 seconds. That's when the rocket is fighting Earth's full gravitational pull. That's when it's heaviest. That's when it burns through most of its fuel. Once it clears the atmosphere, it's almost effortless. Same with you, getting yourself moving, getting out of the gravity of distraction, fear, tiredness. That's the real battle. Once you build momentum, everything else gets easier. Productivity stops being a fight. It becomes your natural state. It's like flipping gravity. When I was starting my first company, Zip2, I lived in the office, literally slept on a beanbag, showered at the YMCA down the street, not because I was trying to be a hero, but because I knew, if I let momentum break, if I went home, relaxed, slept in a real bed, I'd lose the fragile energy I was building. Every day was a battle to keep moving forward, even when no one cared yet. Even when it looked like we were failing, momentum was everything. And honestly, looking back, that willingness to stay in motion is the only reason I'm standing here today. Otherwise, I would have disappeared into history like so many other startups did. Momentum saved me. How do you build unstoppable momentum? You don't need to live in an office to do this, but here's what you do need. 1. Start ridiculously small. Don't think I need to finish everything today. Think I'll write the first sentence. I'll walk for 3 minutes. I'll open the project file. Tiny steps. Why? Because momentum is physics. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. You're hacking physics by moving first. Even 1 and 2. Protect your first 10 minutes. Like your life depends on it, because it does. First 10 minutes of your workday will decide the next 10 hours. Don't open your email. Don't check a news or socials. Don't respond to messages. Just start doing. Build momentum while your brain is still clean and uncluttered. 3. End your day mid-movement. Sounds weird, but listen. When I'm working on an engineering problem, I don't finish everything. I leave it half solved. Why? Because the next day, it's 10 times easier to pick it up again. If you finish everything and stop, your brain cools off. You lose your flow. So leave yourself a breadcrumb. Leave yourself a hook to start again instantly. That's a secret most people don't know. And it's how momentum compounds. 1 day becomes 2. 2 days become a week. A week becomes a new life. That's how you quietly build unstoppable force. And soon, people around you will think you're some superhero, when really you're just someone who understood the power of starting small and never letting go. Momentum is freedom. Momentum is strength. Momentum is self-respect. Protect it, nurture it, and watch your life transform right now. Take a second. Ask yourself, where in my life am I losing momentum? Work, health, creativity. You know the answer already. And here's the good news. It only takes one small win today to turn everything around. 1. So what's your one step? Think about it, 'cause after this video I want you to do it. Not tomorrow, not later, today. The clock is ticking, and your future is waiting. Alright, now that you know how to ignite momentum, I'm going to show you next how to keep it burning all day, even when life throws chaos at you. And trust me, life will throw chaos, so stay with me, because what's coming next is something that took me years to master. And when you master it, you'll be able to outwork, outthink, and outlast almost anyone. So now you've learned how to start momentum. But how do you keep it when everything around you is pulling you apart? When the world feels noisy, urgent, distracting? How do you stay focused? How do you stay clear when your phone, the news, your inbox, even other people's emotions are constantly trying to hijack you? This part is critical because if you don't master this, you'll lose all your hard-earned momentum and it'll be like pushing a boulder uphill every day. And I can tell you from experience, that's not sustainable. At SpaceX, there were days, especially early on, where we had rockets exploding on the launch pad, millions of dollars lost, years of work gone in a second. Reporters were outside saying we were finished, investors were pulling out, and employees were panicking. And I'll be honest, there were nights when I sat alone, wondering if we were going to survive. And yet the next morning I had to show up again, lead again, solve problems again. Because if I lost focus, everything we were building would be gone.
So I had no choice but to figure out how to stay mentally strong inside chaos.
And here's what I learned. 1. Create a priority anchor daily. Every morning before opening any device, I asked myself, if I only accomplish one thing today, what would make today a win? That's your anchor. No matter how crazy life gets, come back to that anchor. If you complete that one thing, the day is a success. You've moved forward, and no one can take that from you, even if the world's burning down outside. 2. Build micro-focus sessions. Set a timer for 25 to 30 minutes. Turn off everything. Go all in on one task. No checking phone. No email, no multitasking. Pure focus. Then take a 5-minute reset. Brace. Your brain isn't designed for endless marathons. It's designed for bursts of focus energy. Micro-focus sessions, or how you stack those bursts into real achievement. 3. Ruthlessly protect your inner circle. This one's harder but essential. Protect who you let around your mental space. Negative people distance. Then, drama, gossip, chaos. Block it out. Constant crisis talkers. Tune them out. Your energy is oxygen, and every person around you is either feeding your fire or suffocating it. Choose carefully. I learned this the hard way and it made all the difference. Who or what is your biggest source of distraction daily? What's one micro change you could make starting tomorrow morning? Write it down. Even if it feels small, it's the first step toward taking your time, your mind, and your future back. Momentum plus focus. That's how you become unstoppable. And you deserve to be unstoppable. We've come a long way together already. You've learned how to build momentum, how to stay focused inside chaos. Now let's talk about the hardest part. Nobody likes to admit. What do you do when your energy is just gone? When you wake up tired? When your brain feels foggy? When even simple tasks feel heavy? It's easy to stay motivated when you're winning. But true transformation, real lasting success, happens when you learn how to lead yourself, even through exhaustion. That's where the real legends, or builders option. That's where you're about to step into your next. During the Model 3 ramp at Tesla, I was working 120-hour weeks, sleeping on the factory floor. I literally had no home life. I'd wake up under my desk, eat ramen noodles, get up and work again. Sometimes I couldn't remember what day it was. Reporters were attacking us. Short sellers were betting billions on us failing. People inside Tesla were quitting. Every single day it felt like everything could collapse. And there were nights when I honestly didn't know if I could keep going. But I learned something in that darkness. You don't need perfect energy to move forward. You just need enough energy to take the next small step. And that's what saved me. One step at a time. 1. Win the morning first. Even on my worst days, I forced myself to do one small win first thing. Make a decision. Finish a tiny task. Send one important email. Doesn't matter how small, it signals to your brain. We are moving. We are capable and your energy will follow action. Not the other way around. Waiting to feel good before you act is the biggest trap there is. 2. Stop decision fatigue early. One thing that drains energy faster than almost anything is constantly having to make small decisions all day. What to wear, what to eat, when to do what. I remove 90% of those decisions up front. That's why I usually wear similar clothes every day. It's why I block calendar time chunk. Every tiny decision you automate gives you more brain power for what actually matters. 3. Use physical movement as a trigger. When you're mentally stuck, move your body. Even a 2-minute walk, it resets your brain's chemistry. You are an electric being, and movement charges you back up. Some of my best ideas didn't come from sitting at a desk, but from walking around the SpaceX factory floor. I'm moving. I'm observing, thinking. If you ever feel low energy, the first thing to check is, have I moved today? Often that's the missing link. Quick question for you right now. No matter what age you are, what is one daily habit you could simplify so you have more energy left for your real goals? Drop it in the comments if you're watching this live, or just whisper it to yourself if you're listening quietly, because awareness is how change begins. You don't need to be perfect to be productive. You don't need to feel amazing to move forward. You just need to keep taking steps, no matter how small, because the truth is, every major achievement you see in the world was built out of tiny, ordinary, imperfect days, and you are just as capable. In fact, you're already on the path right now. Let's talk about how you can take this momentum and transform it into a new lifetime habit starting today. Here's the honest truth that nobody tells you enough. You are capable of far more than you think. Not someday, not when you have more time, not when you feel ready. Right now, you have everything you need inside you already. The world will try to distract you, make you doubt yourself, tell you that you need permission, but the real secret is you already are enough. You just have to act, take the step, small, imperfect, but real. That's how you change your life.